We got a special episode on Livegoattalk. A person that took his personal life fitness to a whole different level. Go ahead and introduce yourself, bro.
What is going on? This is Chris with Grindhard Fitness, located here in Mesquite, Texas. You can go ahead and find me on Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, and TikTok at Grindhard Fitness DFW. And as like you said, I started my fitness journey, and here's where it led us today, man.
For sure, for sure. Let's go ahead and get started with the interview. So, how'd you start Grindhard Fitness?
Well, Grindhard Fitness started, man, it was a weight loss journey. This all started because I weighed myself at 320 pounds. I never thought that, I would find myself in that situation, being this unhealthy, especially with my family being diabetic, high blood pressure, things like that. Seeing my mom go through surgeries and spending a lot of time in the hospital. This whole thing kind of opened so many doors for me, bro. This started as just like making a decision to make myself better. This started as something to kind of like make sure I was around to help my family. And eventually people started helping me, with tips and things like that. Somebody I went to high school with showed me how to diet properly, and that led me to help other people just through social media, just kind of like recording my own videos and podcasts. And eventually I was like, you know what, I'm going to be that personal trainer one day. So when COVID hit, honestly, this was like low-key the biggest blessing.
Yeah.
This kind of pushed me to push my own limits. It made me like reach things that I never thought I could physically. I got to my lowest body weight, going from 320 to 160. So I was like, man, if I can push myself, I'm gonna make sure I can push somebody else now. I became a certified personal trainer right after COVID ended, and I was working for a gym downtown, and eventually we partnered up. This is where I kicked off officially Grindhard Fitness.
That's a good deal, bro. What obstacles did you go through in order to realize, like, hey, I'm overweight, or I need to get to the gym? What was that? What was that life changing experience?
Like that, like where it switched.
Yeah, where it just switched off a dime.
So honestly, bro, like I said, I was getting tired all the time at work, especially doing construction. You know how it is, like climbing ladders and going in the attic, especially for air conditioning. I was watching one of my friends from high school, the one who helped me with the dieting part. He was making YouTube videos, and one day I was like a fat ass, bro. I was like eating chips and like some ice cream or something like that. I was like, bro, what am I doing? Like, literally that moment, I threw all the snacks away and I took my ass to the gym.
That's a good deal, bro. So, I've been knowing you for a little minute, and obviously some people may know you as DJ Blue Luna or DJ
Lunatico.
Lunatico. Do you have any other dreams in pursuing that, or is that something you kind of just side hustle?
So originally that whole thing started, bro, because my mom was really sick at the time. Obviously I couldn't work because I was underage to go anywhere, and I didn't know anything else, and I didn't want to do the things I wasn't supposed to do in life, So I started DJing at school, started DJing for family, and it just kind of took off from there. And realistically, I love the music, but I don't see myself really making it my main focus anymore, because all the parties and like the clubs I was DJing at kind of led me into being an alcoholic. And that's something that I had to overcome, to do my fitness journey. And really, I enjoy the little moments I do have, to go do like quinceañeras and weddings and whatnot.
Yeah.
But mentally and psychologically, I don't think it's the right thing for me to do yet, because I'm not mentally strong. It's still like a fear I have of having to go back to the alcohol.
Yeah. And as you take this journey, man, it's a crazy change you did. What's your favorite workouts as you?
So my favorite workouts, honestly, is just lifting. Just overall, I found bodybuilding is what it is. Okay. I found that weight training, I grew a passion for it, because like I said, you push yourself to different limits every single day. You set a goal. Sometimes you have good workouts, sometimes you have bad workouts. But overall, especially with bodybuilding, you're building a physique. You're building something that you're going to present to people. I'm putting myself out there in a vulnerable situation where they're literally judging the way I look. Yeah. And because I was so big, like knowing that I have what it takes to go far in the sport is why I push myself every day.
And since you got this big, and you, man, like I said, again, your physique is crazy. What, have you joined any competitions, or is there any competitions that you're trying to reach? You know?
So in 2021, I did a transformation competition, which means they look at my day one versus where I was at that point in time, and I placed in the top 10. So I was like, damn, I really like this.
Yeah.
So the next year, I prepped myself for what we call Classic Physique, which is the actual bodybuilding show. And my first show I did all right. I placed like fourth.
Yeah.
And then a month later, I pushed myself, for 4 weeks really hard, and I placed second, which means I'm national qualified.
Yeah.
In the bodybuilding world, what this means when you do a national qualified competition, if you win there, you go pro. So in 2023, man, I gave it everything I had. I did 2 categories, and I placed third in both those divisions. But we're talking about the biggest bodybuilding show in Texas.
Yeah.
So I'm up against, 70, 50 other people. And to know that I stand in the top 3 in the state of Texas, coming from an obese body, then I know I have a shot to go pro.
Yeah.
So I'm actually right now preparing to cut down for this August and try to go for that pro card.
Okay, that's wildin', man. And then who are your main guys that you look up to? The ones that inspire you the most?
So when it comes to the bodybuilding aspect, I would say everybody knows Chris Bumstead. He's a young cat. He's like head of the game right now. He's been winning the last 4 or 5 years,
Yeah.
There's another guy. His name is Ismael Martinez, and this specific person hasn't won like a big championship like that, but he is the only bodybuilder out of Mexico representing the country. So I can connect with that. But overall, who pushes me every day is my wife, my 2 kids, and my grandparents and my mom. That's honestly all that pushes me every single day to be better.
Yeah, and that's all it should be, bro. And for your kids, do your kids look up to you, and do they want to be bodybuilders as well? Is that their dream?
I don't think it's their dream, but I would hope that through the business, seeing that I came from working a 9 to 5 to owning my own business and running it, that they can be inspired to do something one day.
Okay, that's a good deal, bro. And this was a good interview again. I really appreciate you taking the time out and, being on this podcast and taking this interview. Now, what's going on with Grind Hard Fitness and Chris Robles next?
So what's next for Grind Hard Fitness? We're getting ready we just passed our 1-year anniversary here as a gym. In the next few years, I do vision myself no longer in a lease like this, 1,500 square foot. The ultimate goal is to be in a 10,000 square foot gym, open to the public, making sure everybody who steps in, brings out the best version, build a community, not just a typical Planet Fitness vibe. This is a legit starting from the bottom type of gym. So whoever comes in has to be ready to work, and that's where we're going to take it.
That's what's up, bro. Highly appreciate you.
Yes, sir.